Today, we're making 808s like this. We're going to be using Serum 2 as our synthesizer today, and if you haven't been following along, we've been making a complete drum kit from scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and link the playlist to that in the description below so you can check that out if there's any other drums that you want to learn how to make. And while we're building this drum kit, we're actually giving away pretty much all of the samples, so you can sign up for that for free right here. So sign up because they only send out one time. We're going to copy the MIDI from our 808 down into our new MIDI track with Serum here as well, so we have the notes and we can play that back. Now the 808 is actually really simple to make, so there's a lot of things that you can tweak and play around with later. For the shape here, you could use a basic shapes going for a sine wave. We're going to go down 3 octaves here. You can hear we're getting the form of the 808 already. However, if we go into digital here, I really like how this one sounds, the FFT add thirds. You might be like, isn't that the same exact thing? It is, but what's cool about this preset is if you change the wave position, it starts to morph. So if we go to 2 or 3 even, it'll add a little more harmonics. Let's listen to 4. Let's also turn the attack up a little bit here as well. And we'll even bring the release up. I'm going to turn the sustain down. We're going to turn the decay somewhere around 2 here. Let's see what 2 sounds like. Sounds cool. Let's go to this second one too. I'm going to set this in mono as well. Next, let's go into FX here. I'm going to add a compressor. Now we have the basic form of our 808 down. At this point, we need to add a transient to this. So there's 3 different methods that have worked best in my experience. Let me show you. And you should be saving versions along the entire way. So your first version should be this one without the transient. And we're going to make a couple different versions here with transients. So let's go ahead and record this out. I'm going to take this C note here. This is just a C3. And we're going to resample this onto a new audio track. Here we go. So let's go ahead and press Command J or Control J to consolidate this clip. And now we'll go ahead and bring the level up to 0. We got our first 808. Let's take a listen. The first way to build transients on your 808 is by using transients from other 808 samples or kick samples. Let me show you. Let's actually just take the spins because this is a pretty clean sounding 808 that we have here. Now what I want to do first is consolidate this as well because I want to set this to 0. You can see it was above it a little bit. That way we're kind of at an even playing field here. And now I'm just going to take that little transient. So let's grab this. So we'll probably want to add the transient right here. So at the top of this curve. So I'm almost right there. So we'll press Command E or Control E. We're going to delete the rest of this. And we could almost just bring this right here. And now what we want to do is we want to see these edges. Pull one of them over until it starts to line up correctly. It already looks good. Let's take a listen. From there, you can just select the entire thing and Command or Control J again to consolidate that into a new clip. Now I'm going to show you the other 2 ways to do this, and then we're going to go over some processing because it goes crazy. Let's go back into Serum now, open that bad boy up, and we're going to show you how to make a transient in here. So the classic way to do this, the OG way that everyone does, is to use the coarse pitch right here. So we can take this LFO1, and we'll go ahead and drag it onto the coarse pitch. And to make this easy, we'll go into Matrix, click this, so it's just going to the right. And you can see this is already set at the perfect value, to be honest. It says 24 at the range. That sounds good to me. Feel free to play around with that if you'd like. And now we'll just go ahead and shape it, because let's listen to it off the rip. First off, let's put this into envelope mode. Hertz. Now let's hear it. You can hear it's long. We want that to be pretty short. We're going to save this again, the second version. Consolidate it, bring it up to 0. And this one has a transient built in using the coarse pitch. So there's number 2. Now this third way might even be my favorite because you have the most customization. Let's jump into it. So for this, I'm actually going to remove this coarse pitch here. We'll use this, but we'll shape it a little bit differently. But what we're going to use this on is a different wavetable. So you can play around with this as well, but I'm going to match what we have for now. Oh, we're on the seconds. Boom. And we're going to put this on the level. I'll put this all the way down so it's affecting the entire level of this playing. Let's go ahead and turn the randomization down on these as well, so they're always hitting at the same. And what works good for this is if it's a 1 octave above this one, and you can play around with this as well, but I like how it sounds right there. Let's play with the shape of this a little bit more though. And I'm going to bring the attack of this kick in a little bit as well. Now let's play with the rate. Now I'm going to play it with the attack of the overall envelope. So now you can try out different waveforms. Maybe we even use a different weight position here. Actually, I just realized we're using the first one, so this is going to be just a sine. But if we put this up... Oh yeah, that even sounds better. Let's try a couple more. And then for this one, we're going to turn up the gain a little bit more. These are sounding fire, but now let's go over the processing to make these hit even harder. What we're going to do for this is we'll grab this first 808 and we'll place it here instead of Serum. We'll put this into one voice here. Let's grab a tuner as well. If we slide this in here, we can see what the tune of this is, which is probably going to be right on 0. And if you look at some other 808s, you'll notice that they might be detuned a little bit. So the 808 can actually sound really good if you detune it plus or minus a certain way. So let's try this out. Listen to this versus this. You can also play with the amplitude here as well if you want to go ahead and form your 808. So what I like to do is turn the sustain down. I might put the decay to like 8 to 10. There's a good distortion in Serum, but I like Ableton's new roar better, so let's use that. You can play with these different ones. Digital sounds dope. You can see there's even a little chump right there, a little chump change. So we're going to knock that bad boy out of there. Put this into linear phase here, and we'll put this bad boy on maximum. Awesome. So now I'm going to run these 3 808s through this processing chain. And from there, I'm going to consolidate all of these, make sure they're at 0, and then we'll bounce them in place and save them. Let's try her out. And there you guys have it. If you want to see the live stream where we did all of this, you can see every single second, every decision I made. You can check this one out next. Otherwise, check out the whole playlist where we're making a drum kit from scratch.